NXT just went off the air. We're about to go on the air. There's so much that just has happened. As you can see, Joe Gacy, he's not wearing a shirt. And Zooey Stark, is she a heel? What the hell is going on in the NXT universe? Me and the captain are going to be here to review everything. And we're going to sit here and talk about some NXT right after this great intro that will be playing now. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Unpopular Review, the NXT edition. I am the bad guy, Jack, but I want to be referred as the Grand Poobah. That was awful. And joining me is my partner. You know her. She is the leader of the Damn She's Great movement. The captain of the, I was going to say the Sawyer Circle, but she came up with a tremendous name, the Sawyer Squad. Please welcome Captain Shaykespeare, a.k.a. Shay Soy, a.k.a. Soy. Soy, how are you?
Soy? Stop calling me Soy. That sounds so nasty. Soy. It's terrible. How are you today?
I am tremendous. I feel like I want to make some kind of witty remark, but I don't have anything at the moment. So I am very well. How are you?
I'm good. I enjoyed a really great episode of NXT with an outstanding match between JD McDonagh and Axiom. So yeah, I'm good.
You know, one thing I gotta say about Axiom, I know I always pronounce his name wrong. I know you told me never to say that and just call him A-Kid, but you're staring at me. Why are you staring at me?
Call him Axiom. This is getting so out of hand.
And you know the funny thing is, there's nothing in my hand. See, right there, bong. See, and then people say my corny jokes are not funny. Look at you, just. But they did have a great match. I just want to say though, Homeboy as a superhero, my man loved his turtlenecks. I was laughing when I saw him. Immediately when I saw him, I said, "Wow, he really like." Some superheroes has a costume, cape. He don't even have a cape. You know who had a cape back in the day? Hurricane Helms. So I'm just saying he was the best superhero wrestler ever. I would.
He also had one too.
Yeah, but she was the sidekick. Come on, it's like giving praise to Robin. No one gives praise to Robin. Like, oh, stop it! You did not like Robin. Don't do that.
Oh my god, I have to go. I'm not kidding.
See, look at this. Look at H-Man right here. He said, it's Axiom. See, I love this man. This man is
own this.
He's great. That's why. And look at George in the chat. He says, I'm here for Queen Sawyer. Oh, and he said, and yes, but both of us. Oh, good. I thought he was just saying for you. But
here for you, George.
We're glad that you guys are here. We're going to review NXT. It was a pretty solid show. I thought it was fun. There was some fun stuff. While we open up with Joe Gacy with his I guess it's like an old school look for him, right? Because he used to come out with like the
dressed just like how he was.
Yep.
Which I mean, I'm sure he just was too hot. Like, imagine wrestling in a full button up. It's a lot.
It is a lot. Like when I saw him come out, I was like, oh, he changed it up. He went back old school, which is fine. I did dig the knee pad. It had the smiley face. I don't know. I thought that was cool because I mean, it's I don't know. It just stood out to me. But he fights. He goes against Cameron Grimes. These guys have been going back and forth for a while. I'm honestly tired of these two facing each other, and I mean, they put on a pretty decent match. It was really good. Something I learned out there in Florida that they have bad weather. So I guess it was like raining and stuff like that. Hey, oh, from the United Kingdom. Hi. Hey, that's something. He said morning. It's pretty dark over here, but hi. Um, and I thought it was a pretty decent match. Joe Gacy gets the win. I mean, it really had to go to Joe Gacy. But the thing is, I want to make sure because I was gonna say the Dyrad, but I wasn't sure what name that we were going with here.
We're going with the Schism.
We're shaking my schism, but the Schism. Oh, stop that! But the Schism, now having Ava Reigns in there, it's almost like you're rebuilding them, right? So having her there, it just only made sense for Joe Gacy to win. It was a back and forth match. Cameron Grimes at one point looked like he was going to get it looked like he was taking these guys out. And thank God for Ava, because if there was no Ava there, Joe Gacy was not going to be beating him because the other two were idiots. Like, I think there was a spot where they dragged him out and then Cameron just landed on all three of them and they fell. And then Ava was, and something I want to really throw out here. I think something I'm really starting to like a little bit now with WWE is like they have a lot of these factions and there's a woman involved. So it's kind of adds a different dynamic. And I just think that's such a good, it adds a really good not feeling. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on words here.
Nice dynamic.
Absolutely. So it does add that. Yeah, Joe Gacy get the win. So what did you think about the match?
I liked it. At one point, I think it was Cameron. He did like this poison Rana. It was so unexpected out of nowhere, but I loved it. I feel like they have really good chemistry, so I haven't not enjoyed any of their matches personally. Do I like other ones more than others? Yeah, but I still think that they always deliver every time. I'm just glad that this is over with. I don't want to hear about it anymore. Cameron, find something else to do. Go brood somewhere else.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing for me. I feel like they face each other enough where it's nice if they could just step away from each other. So yes, I'm glad that this was the last encounter. Like I said, Schism had to get this win because they got to look strong. What up, Jeffrey? What's going on? We got
saying hello when my mic is muted. Hi, Jeffrey.
I see big things happening to The Rock's daughter. Right? Absolutely. Look at that. I love that. Look at that. I just want to highlight this man. War Man, you hear him? I'm back, Grand Poobah Jack. I'm going to get that name over. We're going to get merch going in the Jack Pack community. Unlike the Sawyer Squad, who has no merch, we're going to get some merch going here. Is a Power Ranger without his morpher. The Power Rangers still, but hold on, wait, I'm sorry. Whoa. I watched Power Rangers, and these dudes, now don't get me wrong, they did need their suits, but they kicked all kinds of ass without it. I watched the Power Rangers, and I know you did too, because we're not far apart in age. They didn't need their suits. The only time they might have needed the suits when it was the big bad monster, but when it was the putties, they had a lot of ass juice on them boots, and I know it because I watched it. So how dare you? See, earlier I told you I was tired. He just woke me the hell up. But next segment, why don't we get into the next segment? You want to get into some of these chats and I just talk about the next segment?
Yeah, okay, so while I look for the next segment, you read this out. Wait, Mandy's nose is broken?
That's what I was going to say.
Or was this old? Are you talking about like old broken nose, Mandy?
I mean, the only person I know who had a broken nose was Natalia. I know just recently she had some pictures up. I didn't see Mandy with any kind of broken nose. So I don't know where that's coming from.
Yep. So now we have Scripps giving me a heart attack because I thought that I literally was like, oh my God, am I going to have to call my cable company and yell at someone? Why did my screen go black? Because it just happened so abruptly. I'm legit like, during NXT, is what you want to do? Optimum was about to hear my mouth in a real serious way. Okay. But luckily that's not what happened. I don't know who this person is. I cannot think, who is this person? Does anyone have a guess of who this person is? I don't know who the person could be for Scripps.
Sorry, I muted my mic. I have no idea who this person could be. But honestly, it's kind of the fun of everything because a lot of things with wrestling, you kind of have an idea what's going to go happen. You know the person, or you have an idea what this direction is going. I have no idea who this person is. For all we know, you said, who's your cable company? You said,
Optimum.
it might be Verizon. It might be Verizon. Just sitting there saying, we tried to go into the WWE platform. Performance center. I don't know where I got platform from. But now I'm pray for me. And we're going to take out the WWE Verizon. Or hell, for all we know, you know who it might be? Look at H-Man's comment. I'm not
see this. Let me see. There's so many.
You want me to
Stop it. The man is retired. Or that's what we're going with.
It might be Joe Gacy showed out. Loved his new offense too. He had a different aggression. You know what I like about Joe Gacy? I think there's such a different transformation with his character because he was the peace-loving cult leader, and then eventually he got really aggressive. He kind of remind me of as a New Yorker when I walk, and people who hand you pamphlets and stuff like that, and you might be like, nah, no, thank you. But he's the guy who said, take this right now. I mean, like he shows all. How many teeth are we supposed to have? Like 38 teeth? I don't know. I lost count. But he shows all his teeth. I said, take this now. He's like really aggressive. Like, I want you to read this. So I like the transformation of Joe Gacy. What if it's Snitsky? Well, it can't be Snitsky. I can tell you why it's not Snitsky. Have you guys seen the clip of the most dangerous move in wrestling? It was Joe Gacy in that clip. Okay.
I will look that up because I have not seen that video. Well, is this a video? It's a clip. You said it's a clip. Okay, so I'm just being dumb. I will look up that clip later so I can watch that. Thank you for letting me know, Himanshu.
I don't think it's Gene Snitsky, though. I just wanted to throw that out there because there was not a picture of a foot, so it can't be. Who do you think?
Do you know who it is?
Who?
It's Braden Walker.
And my prayer has been answered because I miss the great Brendan Walker.
It's Braden Walker.
The Wildcat.
It's Braden Walker, the incomparable Braden Walker.
Hey, do you remember that time he put his hand on his wrist? I mean, on his waist? I said wrist. I messed up the joke.
Didn't he talk to Matt Hardy backstage too?
Ooh, I remember that. You know what made that funny? Because they try to be real cute. He said, Matt Hardy said, "You're a real wildcat." I said, I get that reference. I said,
that's legit one of my favorite videos. Like one of my favorite wrestling videos. Like that's like a parody, ever. It's so funny, and it's before internet became such a big thing. Like this was prime funny.
You're talking about when it was on YouTube and they were making these mock clips. I saw one and it was almost like him. It was a mock clip, but he was entering the Hall of Fame. And I said, I would be so down for that. I would actually go just so I could sit here and say he did that. Good for him, Good for him.
I respect it. All right, so now we have. Hold on, let me get it. If you want to go through the comments in the meantime, just so we can because I want to make sure everyone's heard.
We want to make sure we see you guys. We got ADR Crazy says Tony Kong. Damn it, we taking over. Okay, there's a lot of meth going on there, or it could be Vincent from ROH. I'm not sure who that is. You
come here. What if they take the mask off of him? What if it really is him? And this is how he comes out. I swear, I might literally die.
Who? Oh.
I literally may die. But I know we know that that's not who it is. I'm just saying that would be really funny.
No, I don't find it funny because you said I might die. That's not humorous.
That actual die. Some type of die that's not dying, so I'm not even gonna explain it. So now we have Mello in the barbershop. And they're basically talking so bad on Wesley. I don't know if they was today only people who hate Wesley come to the shop and laugh. Wait, Samoa. Wow.
I'm sorry, let me click it. Do you? I'm sorry. I wanted to click this because it was such a good. Do you remember that when they kidnapped Samoa Joe? I didn't mean to interrupt your thought, but do you remember that?
I do. Do we remember the guy that beat up Kenta?
No one does. Oh, so what you're saying is Scripps is nothing more than the NXT parking lot. Okay, that's just.
I still did we ever find out who attacked? I don't think we ever found out who attacked Kenta in the parking lot, which allowed Finn to get that match. Like I will always say Finn got Kenta's his push 100%.
And you know what? You're saying a lot of tiny stuff here, and this is why I had to interfere, right? You know, you're talking very tiny over here, so I just need to throw it out here because as soon as you said Finn, I said, "Ugh, gross." So look, I like Finn. Oh, hold on, I let you tiny talk. Now let me talk. All right, hashtag tiny talk. All right. So, you know, if I was Kenta, right? You know, I'm hurt. Now all of a sudden, my supposed to be friend take my spot. It must have been Finn Balor. I think, you know, I have solved the mystery because I'm smart. I passed 5th grade. It took me 3 years. So I know what I'm talking about. It was Finn Balor. He stole Kenta's spot. And I hope Kenta one day comes back and he teaches Finn Balor a lesson because what just happened here was gross.
Exactly. Thank you, George.
George, look up foot pictures. I'm not listening to him.
Thank you. A ninja? Was he? Really? Are you trolling me? I feel like you're trolling me because I think it was like.
I think it was really Kevin Owens, and they just never got to it because I think at that time with Kevin Owens, and he had so many different storylines going. There was stuff with NXT, John Cena, and I feel like there was like 2 other things. But I think Sammy was out at the time, but still the stuff with Sammy. So I think it was Kevin Owens.
I don't think so. Because how Kevin's character was back then was very like out in the open, outright. The same guy that walked out and, you know, put John Cena on his back his first, you know, time in the main roster. He doesn't really seem like a sneaky, secretive like person to attack someone. He seems like I will attack you and then I will say that I attacked you and I will talk about it a lot.
Oh, I did. I like this one right here. H-Man, he's just so smart. Yep, didn't Kenta bring biggest mistake he ever did. Just gotta say, I'm calling it for what it is. It's the truth. It's the truth. Look, I love Finn Balor. Finn Balor is great. We have the same muscle definition, but I do. I have a lot of respect for Finn Balor. I think he's been really disrespectful to AJ Styles, who is going to dominate him when he gets the opportunity when they have a one-on-one. Let's go to the next segment before I just go off because I'm about to explode right about now.
All right, so now we have Sol Ruka versus Elektra Lopez, the returning Elektra Lopez. I like this match. I thought it was cute. I thought that they both got to showcase their abilities to a good point. And then Elektra got the win, which I figured she would because she just returned. So they're going to give her that, you know, momentum. Obviously, she's probably going to go into a program with Indy, or maybe not. I don't know. Indy's kind of like giving me tweener right now. So I don't know where she stands. Just because of how she was, like, in this episode, she seemed so, like, over it. And we all know what happens when a wrestler starts to get over it. They ruin your cash-ins. And I will never forgive you, Bobby Lashley. So how did you feel about this match?
It was there. You know, I think it was really good for Alexa, who I feel like they're trying to reintroduce.
I'm not sure.
Give me a moment.
I'm not a bank.
Ah!
Whoa! I ain't never asked you for any money, Alexa, so I'm going to need you to simmer down as I'm at work. How dare you?
Oh my gosh, Alexa is so sassy. I love it, actually.
No, she is very rude. I just need you to wake me up in the morning so I'm not late for work, even though I'm still late, because as soon as I get up, I take another nap. That was very rude, Alexa. How dare you embarrass me in my place of work? But now let me get to my place. Bobby, thank you, Bobby. Yeah, Bobby did some. Ooh, Oh boy.
Jesus
Oh, but this
Damn,
match.
can we? No. I want to speak about this. I'm sorry. I know this is not NXT, but I want to say it. Rocks for brains. I'm upset because the fans were cheering when Seth wanted to take the title from me. So now I'm going to help Seth retain and attack someone who's cashing in. Turn it on! Turn it on!
I'm sorry. Are you yelling about the fantastic Bobby Lashley? My thoughts on this match. Alexa had to Electra, that's why she got started. But Electra, she had to get this win. And no, we didn't even get a chance because it was like, what was it? It wasn't last week or the week before that she sat here and yeah, right. But was it the week before where she came in and she attacked? It was both Indy and what's the name? Rico. I almost said Rico. It's not Rico.
So
Ruka. There we go. Ruka. I'm just gonna say Ruka. There we go. We got a damn what was it? Alexa, she's great. No, she's not. She ruined my thing. No, that's not true. Let's not do that. But that match was just there for her to get a win. Not bad. We were supposed to have a match with JC Jane, right? We were supposed to have a match with JC Jane and Alba Fire tonight, right? I feel like that was advertised, and somehow Alba Fire is just playing no games. Eliminates JC Jane in the middle of the street, which is kind of hilarious because I'm wondering if Florida have cops. I don't think they have cops.
I don't know. No, they do. Imagine they don't have cops. It's just anarchy over there. It's the purge every day.
Have you seen Christopher?
So, I don't know. Okay, so the next segment was Chase U. And I literally put Thea Hale is loud. She is loud. Which is okay, you know, that's your thing. But I mean, it is loud. So they had a backstage segment, and now I'm starting to feel like maybe Duke is like a mole. He's a mole in the group. He's not actually wanting to help them. You're lying.
Okay, Reigns. All right, Sawyer. All right. First off, I think what Duke has been trying to do is help this academy who has been losing. He realized that this place needs his help, and this match was so frustrating to me. I didn't even take notes for this. I took a nap because Andre Chase, he's sitting there saying, "Oh, I want to do things the American Pie way. I want to do things right." It's dumb. It shows that every time you try to do this thing, you have constantly failed. Duke, who is the genius of this thing, and he should be teaching this academy, this university, and it's a shame that these kids are being misled by this fool, Andre Chase. I was a fool too. I used to believe in Andre Chase. You are forbidden from touching buttons. You hear me? You are forbidden from touching anything when I'm in my middle of a rant.
Jeffrey, oh my gosh.
Jeffrey touched the button. Jeffrey, stop touching. H-Man, open the door. Jeffrey, you are out of the jetpack community. Get out. Open the door for him, H-Man. Is that what you want? How dare you press that? But Duke was trying to help. Andre was getting choked. Andre was honestly getting his ass kicked. Let's be quite frank. He was getting his ass kicked. There was Tim's ass juice on the Tim's. You know, he was getting really beat up. He was looking like you ever been. You know how people and they're in the Bronx, right? And then they stand in front of a bodega at 10 p.m. at night. That's dangerous. That was Andre Chase getting his ass kicked 10 p.m. at a bodega in the Bronx. I don't know what Staten Island got, so I'm just gonna put there.
He just lies. He just lies.
That's my rant. Andre Chase got his ass kicked, and Duke tried to help. Duke threw in the towel because he realized his friend was getting his ass kicked. I mean, listen, if I saw my friend getting his ass kicked, I wouldn't throw in the towel. I'll just keep watching. So Duke is a better friend than me. I love my community. You hear that?
Oh my God.
I love my community.
You said, are you like trolling or are you being serious? Because I definitely saw you say that Seth Rollins sucks, and you got to stand 10 toes behind that if you really mean that.
You gotta stop. You gotta stop doing that. This man might have like 7 toes. Like, you need to stop doing that. You need to stop questioning people. What are you, are you the toe police? Like, this is the second time. Yeah, every time you say 10 toes, what does this person have like 8? If I had 8 toes, I sit here and go, how dare you?
You gotta stand 8 toes down then.
Stop judging people's toes.
Okay, so we have so Elektra ended up winning after that impressive match between them both. I think Sol Ruka is definitely someone to watch. 100%. She has the look down. I mean, I haven't really gotten to know her character very much, so I'm gonna hold off before I'm like, she's it. Because I don't really know her character yet, because that's such an integral part to what makes you a full, well-rounded wrestler. So once I get to know her, character, because all I've seen is her walk on a beach. So that's not really telling me what her character is. You can't be like, okay, maybe she's like a surfer girl, but I mean, I need to hear it, and it needs to translate into like wrestling personality, Thank you, Charlene. And yeah, so I'm just I'm happy that Elektra won and she looked astounding. So yeah, that was that. And then Charlie Dempsey versus
We did talk about
I'm gonna go over the ending for Elektra though. So I want to just clarify that she won.
Okay.
Charlie Dempsey, Andre Chase. So Duke ends up throwing in a towel because he is a mole. Yes, he is. He's a mole for Chase U. And Thea is confused. Chase is confused, even though he was like, he barely could breathe 2 seconds before he threw the towel in.
I'm sorry, do you know this for a fact? Do you know this?
The man was like this.
You know me. Yes, you do.
I could just do that too. But go ahead.
Hard to set it up. Anyways, now we have Indy. She's having a conversation backstage, and I like Duke, but he definitely is a mole for. He's definitely a mole. I'm crying. Don't start. Listen, the laugh that you just got out of me, like that was true hilarity for me. Like, please don't start. Indy Hartwell says she is betting on herself completely, and I'm betting on her as well. I believe in her. And despite what other people may think, she has the tools. So I'm excited to see where this goes, and I'm glad she got her lick back on Elektra because she's not no punk. Now we have Kiana James being annoying, trying to buy people stuff again. She walks into the bar of Fallon Henley's family.
Oh.
What do you have against Fallon? Because what does she do?
I didn't even do anything. I was just stretching my neck.
Liar.
Just continue your thought. I'm sorry. What did you think?
Of
It doesn't matter what you think.
What? Wow. Now that is some serious disrespect right there, JR.
It didn't count because I stopped, because I realized what you were trying to do, trying to set me up, so it doesn't count.
Oh,
Bitter.
Damn. I am bitter. But
Yeah.
carry on. You were talking about Kiana James buying.
Yes. So she's trying to buy, but Fallon is not going for it. Fallon has very much always been she don't take no nonsense, which I like. I think she's very underrated in terms of what she brings to the table as well. So I mean, I'm excited to see if this bears fruit, this feud between these two women. I see a lot of potential in Kiana James. She is one of the best women's sellers. Actually, she's one of the best sellers, period, in WWE. I will say that. She's a really good seller. And again, she's like baby Tracy Brooks to me. Every time I see her, that's baby Tracy Brooks. Like, I don't care. So yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. And Brooks and Jensen are just, standing around being thirsty, I guess, for women.
This is what the fuck I have to deal with. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I live?
Yeah.
I just think that she should just sold the bar. Like, oh, look, stuff. Shut up. I'm sorry. I'm just feeling very heelish tonight.
I see.
Yes.
I see it. All right. So now we have Stacks. Channing Stacks Lorenzo versus Hank.
Don't do that to Hank. Hank, don't do that to Hank. Hank took his shirt off for the fans. How dare you? He did that for the people.
For?
The people.
Or against?
That's just rude. Like, this man went out there and put on a performance. You know what I respect about this man? I'm gonna tell you right now. Right after I get this hiccup out. Give me a minute.
I'm praying for you. Yeah, in the meantime,
There we go.
I enjoyed the match. I thought it was pretty solid.
You know, you seriously, you mentioned a lot how Stacks, you know, I remember before he's like, if he buff up a little bit and stuff like that, he could be something serious. And something I've been noticing a lot about Stacks lately is that he's been getting a lot of TV time, which is a good direction for him. So him winning was not a surprise. I remember I was talking before. You was I guess you didn't know what kind of direction they were going to go in. Like, oh, they're going to have Hank win. But to me, it was clear that they were going to do Stacks. That outing that he had with Nakamura, what, 2-3 weeks ago or whatever?
3 weeks, yeah.
It was such a great that was such a great test because he was in the ring with someone so established and he was able to hang and keep up. So it looks like they really want to do something with him. I don't know exactly what. I don't know if it's like, because I wouldn't separate him and Tony D anytime soon. I just not right now. I don't have a timetable where I would separate them, but it's nice to see that I guess it's kind of cool to see that they see something in him because, like I said, I just noticed that he's getting more TV time, and it just grabbed my attention. Like, oh, this probably something here, and they see something, so let me check him out. But you know, he gets the win over Hank, who I was telling you before. I just think he's just more of he's like a character. He's there, you know. He's just the everyday man. This guy, for God's sakes, he does security, and then he says, "Oh yeah, I'm a wrestler," which is hilarious to me. Like, I just think that's funny. Hank the Tank. Yep. Hank the Tank.
I think maybe Hank was created to appeal to the everyday man. Luckily, I am not the everyday man. I'm the everyday woman.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm more of a fan of like Quincy. I like Quincy. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it was a decent match, but I'm just still not kind of bought in on Hank. And I'm glad that, you know, Stacks is getting this time. Obviously, he's getting this time because, you know, Tony got injured. But, I mean, a lot of times people get, you know, opportunities off the backs of, you know, someone got injured. It happens. It sucks, but it always, something greater comes from it. Finn, this person, like, I hope you get through. I really hope you get through. Because, I mean, it was like 7 honks. Yeah, like, Finn getting injured, that sparked an awesome title reign for Kevin Owens, you know, like things like that. And obviously we were just talking about, you know, Kenta and him going out spawned one of the greatest runs in NXT history, period. So sometimes great things come from injury. You just get so mad when I bring up Finn.
I'm trying to be professional here. But I do want to sit here and say it was tremendous. Look, that match with Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, 2016 SummerSlam, it was a really good match. I just want to throw it out here. It was a really good match. But I sat here and said karma came in because after what he did to his friend Kenta, karma kicked in. Karma said, here's my cue. And I want to sit here and say, I am so happy that Kevin Owens, everyone's going to say Finn Balor was the first Universal Champion. I sit here and say, I disagree because you know who I remember? It was the great Kevin Owens who carried the Raw brand and led the Raw brand that year in Survivor Series to tremendous victory. Tell me I'm wrong. You can't. I am right. I pass. No. No. I am literally
Around.
the smartest man on the planet, right next to the great Morgan Freeman and Booker T. So that I make top 3 smart men. So
He just be saying whatever comes out of his mouth.
no, I really do. I really do. My job cannot stand me.
Yeah. So now we have the Grayson Waller effect. I really enjoyed this. I enjoy all of Grayson Waller's Grayson Waller effect segments because he just has a really good like personality and character, and he knows how to carry a segment. He knows how to carry whoever's in the segment with him if they are maybe ones that aren't really ones who know how to carry a segment themselves. He knows how to come here, let me grab your hand. It's okay. We're gonna go this way. We can go this way. That's Grayson. With anyone who's ever in the ring with him, when it comes to anything with speaking, he's like, I got you. It's okay. It's okay. Like, he's just so good. What I will say is Vaughn was 2% better with his mic skills tonight. 2%. It's important. 2%. You could have got 0%. Think about that. So he was 2% better. That's still not going to cut it. He's still not going to win this match because Bron is, doing what he's doing. He's in his moment. And I also loved this jacket. How did you feel about the jacket?
That was a cool callback because that was his dad's. So I thought that was really, really cool. When I saw it, I was like, oh, okay. And it was cool because someone confirmed it online, like, oh, that jacket looked familiar. So that was pretty cool.
Walter, you just like.
No, Walter, no. Don't you don't address.
Walter's like, I'ma stick beside him. No matter what.
Listen, he's a part of the Jack Pack community. I'm sorry you don't have such a strong showing at the Sawyer squad. Huh? Let's get a 6-person tag. I have my 2 people. I have H-Man, Warman. Who do you got? George, who look up foot pictures and have a terrible sweater.
And George and Charmaine.
Charmaine is crazy, Nikki. She don't. You can't trust her. She'll turn on you. Don't you trust her?
My hardest hitter. What do you mean?
Also, we know Vaughn is losing because they're teasing, bro. Yeah, no, Vaughn is not winning. This is honestly a filler match. I was saying before that you have to switch it up because, so me and Cap, we talk a lot, and I know you mention all the time about JD. JD is tremendous, and we're going to talk about his match later. He is tremendous, but I just don't see him.
Period.
Good job, Charmaine. But we talk about all these people like they did mention Vaughn, JD. Let me see. The Sawyer community of plans to be. Do you want to attack this individual?
First of all, it's Sawyer Squad now. We are no longer going by Sawyer community. It's Sawyer Squad.
What time?
And we are not. It's not full of plants. It's full of living organisms that aren't plants. So yeah.
I'm not gonna.
I'm so sorry.
Don't be sorry. No, when I heard whoa, don't be sorry. It's all good. That was tremendous. I was waiting for a tiny promo, and that was tremendous. That was great. But real quick, I'll finish this, and then we're gonna do a quick commercial. But you have to switch it up here. So Bron has to face other people, and I feel like at the end of the day, you still want to get him and Carmelo. That's to me the end goal. He's faced JD. I feel like 3 times. I feel like he had 2 singles, and then it was a triple threat, or was it like 1 single and what?
I just saw a comment that made me laugh.
I am going to read that later. Threw me off my total game, but you have to switch it up. You have to get to the thing. Oh, we were talking about JD, but he faced him so many times. I just feel like while they have great matches, you need to move on, is my point. Long story, winded point is you got to move on. So, JD, because he's going to beat Apollo, but I still think that's going to be a great match, though. I think that's going to be a tremendous match because it's just the strength and the athletic ability that these guys have. It was such a tongue tie for me, as you guys could tell. I look forward to that. So, these guys are in there, and I did want to talk a little bit about this segment real quick. You was mentioning Grayson. Grayson is tremendous. Absolutely, he don't miss. Waller is just so great. I mean, when he does the Instagram live, and I watched a little bit of it, and he's talking about he said something, and then he was like I care. He just gets it. He's just he's honestly, he plays the jerk role so good. He really, really does a great job. And it took me a while to really kind of warm up to him. He even mentioned something with R-Truth. Listen, I do got to say here and say real quick, I saw a clip last week after that match where he had with R-Truth, and speedy recoveries to R-Truth, because he's going to be out, I believe, like 6 months or something like that. I saw something, and he said he's going to be out for a minute. And
it's like the comments on my intrusive thoughts.
yeah, I was looking at them as I was talking. And what was I trying to say about Grayson? I was trying to say something, I totally forgot. Such bad memory of mine. But he just does a really, really good job at what he does. So do you want to take the floor?
Yes. And I also loved when Bron kind of took Robert Savone's head and he smashed it, because Robert was trying to tell Vaughn, "Oh, calm down," and Bron just like
that was really rude.
when he did it. He didn't even look at him. He was just like
that was rude. That was disgusting. I wasn't a fan of it. Now I know what I was trying to say. Grayson, he attacked little Jimmy, and I thought that was disgusting. I thought he went a little too far there. But yeah, Braun doing that, and they're gonna have a match next week.
We'll see how this is. Because I've just like, for as long as I've watched Braun, I see that he's still so early in his career. So he's one of those people, he kind of like elevates himself depending on who he's in the ring with. Like whoever he's in the ring with, he kind of matches them. So it worries me for him to have a match with Vaughn, because I feel like Vaughn's not there yet. So I just want to see how that ends up. But I think that Braun has also, grown so much as well. So I'm very concerned, but we will see next week how this match pans out.
But you know what? I did want to add to it. This is a great test for Braun, actually, because he has been in the ring with a lot of people who's experienced, and so they would lead the match. Now you're talking about a match where he might have to lead it. I think it helps his layer and his growth, where he become like, what happens when I have to lead, rather than, and there's no downplay on him at all. I'm just saying, Tommaso Ciampa, JD, Gunther, these are experienced guys, and these guys travel the world, so they know how to put a match. And like you pointed out, early in his career, young. Now he might have to lead the match.
Yeah.
It's going to either be very, very good, or it's going to be.
Yeah. It's not a might. He is going to lead the match. Like, I feel like he has way more like experience, like in terms of like certain high stakes matches in NXT as opposed to Vaughn, I'd say.
No, and I can agree to that. I could agree to that totally. I was going to say even more reps, because I feel like I see him more on TV than Vaughn. I think there's like, you'll see Vaughn and then Vaughn. And I think I'm trying to think when they started going back, like traveling and doing the tours and everything like that, which is, that's a great way for you to get more reps and everything like that. But no, I totally agree with that with Braun. Braun, he definitely have been more in the main event. So he knows that high level pressure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's that segment. So you said you wanted to put on a commercial. So what do you got for us?
I do have a commercial. I put this together at the last minute. There's going to be a UPR battle this weekend. And you guys might be sitting there saying, well, who's the people going to be in the battle? We got something going. I put this together last minute. So here's a commercial. This weekend at 8 p.m., UPR Battles is back. And we have another one for the Instagram Live folks. And in one corner, we have representing DreamWorks Pictures. You know her. She's big and green. She is Shrek's hot green-ass wife, Princess Fiona. And she does battle against Cartoon Network's Blue Cat of Thunder and Fire, Nicole Watson. It's going to be nothing but rage and fire here. Tune in this weekend, 8 p.m. It's going to be a fun one on Instagram Live. See you there. Yep, there we go. It's going to be this Saturday. No, not Saturday. I'm lying. It's this weekend. We haven't figured out because there's so much content being created this weekend from doing battle. Charmaine, are you booing? Charmaine! Charmaine! How dare you? You know what? H-Man, open the door for our Puerto Rican princess. She's just out of the UPR universe. Open the door for her. Open the door for her right now. Open the door, and I want you to wish her best on her future endeavors.
I want to say thank you, Charmaine, for bringing this up. Thank you so much. We kind of spoke about it last week about the panel that's going to be this Friday, 11 o'clock, and it's going to be the UK version. I'm so excited. Like, it's so different, but I just want to say thank you for saying that. You're amazing, girl.
No, you're not. I'm not. I'm going to tell you right now. I hope that when you leave cookies for Santa Claus says, "Who cooked this crap?" And then he just flipped the cookies over and he leaves you nothing but cold. And then, he leaves something for your daughter, because your daughter is very nice. But you, madam, are not, and you will not be getting Jack Pack community merch. Thank you, H. See, this guy's
what you're telling me is I left for a few seconds and you guys are trying to bully my fellow Sawyer Squad member.
Well, look, we can get this 6-person tag going. My team is going to win because all we do is win. We drink water and we don't watch the Wendy Williams show. So we're definitely going to win. And I bet none of us watch the Twilight. So we definitely have a lot of power on our end. I could one-shot Thanos and Superman with my pinky. So we easily win.
Wendy Williams show is not even on the air. So I would hope you weren't just sitting up watching.
I take naps.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. What's the next segment? Sawyer.
All right. So the next segment we have is Cora puts Wendy on notice. Whenever she does one of these backstage roast, that's what I call it. It's not a promo. It's a roast. She nails it every time. Cora has the entire package. With the bow. And just like every time she speaks, I listen. She speaks with intention. Everything she says has oomph behind it. So I don't really see Wendy winning unless Roxanne gets in the way somehow. But yeah, I think they'll have a really good match though. So that's something to look out for.
I definitely see Cora winning. Cora needs to build some momentum going. I was trying to figure out if they're going to have their third match, because there's going to be a third encounter between her and Roxanne. There's going to be something like that. So she got to look strong for her match with that. So I definitely see her beating Wendy Choo. Wendy Choo, oh, excuse me, hiccups. But Wendy Choo is tremendous. She's great. But she's definitely more of the supporting character, if that makes sense. If I've proper way of wording everything. She's someone who, she makes all the other people look good. But she'll have her time and she'll have a little story, her mini story. But
she's Molly Holly.
And that's not really even a bad thing. Molly Holly was, and it took me getting older, but I remember as a kid, Molly Holly, because everyone would talk about Trish Leader. Matter of fact, I was on YouTube today and Gail Kim, right? 2003. You remember her international theme song she had? Oh, that was such a good theme.
That
I
was
just want
song.
And there was what was that? Did you just do what was that? Did you just
That's how the song used to make me feel. Like I was like, hey, come out. And she used to come out with the glasses. Like it was like a whole experience.
And the leather jacket too. Don't forget that. It was like I feel like it was trying to be like Matrix kind of, right? Yeah. No, it was so cool. Like I remember when she first debuted, and I didn't know who the hell that was. I remember like Jazz got eliminated. We're gonna and JR busted a blood vessel and said, "We're gonna have a new women's champion." Because he yells. I don't know if you noticed, but I don't like yelling. But don't you look at me, chat? How dare you? But no, she was great. She was tremendous. But I was listening to that theme. It was great. And then they paired her and Molly Holly. I think later that. I'm sorry. Do you have a headache? What's going on? You have a headache?
Did you not just hear this Ford Focus blowing every piece of their car out?
I did. I could smell the gas.
Yeah.
That was intense. before Gail went rogue. Oh, okay. Um.
You're talking about when she rolled out the ring during the battle royal. That was funny.
Oh, that was hilarious. I had to watch that clip a few times just to catch it because it was so quick. If you blink, you missed it.
Mhm.
I guess the next segment was Brutus. I mean, we talked about Cora Jade, right? So I think the next segment was Brutus, right? Or am I missing something?
Oh, how you gonna skip past the match of the night?
I did. I'm sorry. No, because I had my page turned. Okay, no, you're right. My bad. Go ahead. Why don't you lead it off?
Yeah, no, this match was like within the first minute, Axiom was doing things I just don't see human beings do. And I was telling BadGuy how I really do see he's like a baby Rey Mysterio. Because when I look at Rey Mysterio just does things that don't make any logical sense in that ring. Still, to this day, at his age, still does things I've just never seen. And Axiom just does things. He is so quick, one of the most fluid men I've ever seen in between those ropes. This match was everything. The minute I saw that they were wrestling, I had a euphoric moment. Because I knew that I was gonna just see an outrageously good match. And they didn't even, if they had more time, can you imagine? Like, I'm losing my mind. Like, I was like, a match is good when you're like, what? Just flabbergasted. Like, the match was good. I feel like they ended it the best way they could to protect Axiom. He didn't actually have to take a direct pin or loss. He just kind of had an injury. But that also built with the crowd. As you could see, the crowd was so on Axiom's side. He was getting chant after chant. So this was good. The ending was good. The match itself was good. It was perfect.
Yeah, and I think it really fit into JD's character because he just kept going for a body part. Matter of fact, I just wanted to mention he is the GOAT. I just wanted to mention real quick. He didn't get injured, George. I think he was selling. I don't think he's legitimately injured. And there was a spot where it did look bad, especially when he does a high angle moonsault, which you go like, oh man, why would you even do that? Like to the outside. I'm sorry. Early in the segment, when they were backstage and Nathan was talking about how he's hurt and they run to JD. JD is a doctor and he's talking about, oh yeah, you have what did he tell Nathan? He said something about, oh yeah, the way he's walking, you could tell your neck and all that. Apparently he's a doctor, right? I like how this guy is his gimmick is he's a doctor now. But he tells a kid that I'm gonna you're gonna know the 4-letter word is pain and all that stuff. And it just fit in what he did. He pretty much worked the body part, and even the way he made him tap, he never tapped. He leaned back, and even when he leaned back, it looked really gruesome. It looked so gruesome. Booker T sitting there saying, "I heard something snap." I was like, "No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You're lying. You're just spreading lies. Don't do that, Book. Don't do that, Book.
Exaggerating everything. I heard it. I heard it pop. I seen it. I seen the pop happen."
But when he did lock it in, it looked very gruesome though. So I thought this match was great. I do agree. I wish it did have more time. But the little time that they did have, it was good, but it just made me say, man, I wish they had maybe another 10 minutes, maybe 5-10 minutes or so. But it was really, really good. And I saw felt like I saw someone in the chat say something. Oh, H-Man, he said JD's made it. And same here. I used to make fun of him. I still will make fun of him, but he has definitely made me a believer. Like, he's just out there ripping people apart. After the match, he says,
you're gonna bring up what he said? I loved it. He said,
go ahead.
You have a slight sprain or a slight strain, not a tear, because I'm a good person, because I'm a nice guy. I was like, this guy is like, how do you say, I didn't beat you up too bad because I'm a nice guy? Like, he's just so good.
No, but I think he's putting everything together. I don't know what he was like before this character, like when he was doing NXT UK and he was Jordan Devlin? This right here, he gets it. He understands it. So yeah, good stuff.
Yeah. I feel like his prior character, I feel like they focused too much on him being like a prodigy or like someone brought up because he was trained under Finn. Like I feel like they leaned on that too much initially. So I'm glad that he had this revamp on who he was, and he's in his lane. I'm so happy. Like, yeah, the sky's the limit for him. Literally, the sky's the limit.
What's the next segment, Sawyer?
Okay, the next segment we have is Brutus versus Damon Kemp. Brutus is slowly unraveling. Absolutely. Do you see what I see? Because I really do see that he's unraveling slowly.
Oh, you mean like he's just becoming a monster? Yeah, I mean, at the end of that match, it definitely was showed that he just have no control. I mean, he became the Hulk at the end of the match. I mean, in the beginning of this match, when Damien came out and he started attacking him immediately, I was like, oh, but I like that though. I did like that because it showed, nah, you ducked me 2 weeks ago or whatever. You broke up this Diamond Mine family. Nah, I'm not gonna wait for you to get in the ring. I'm gonna hurt you. Brutus smash. And Brutus, I feel like the first 2 minutes of the match, he pretty much ran muck over this dude. And then he exactly. And then Damien tried to make some kind of comeback. And at the end, when he hit him with the chair, because I think I stepped away and then I came back, I said, oh, okay, here we go. So yeah, I see exactly what you mean. And but he should be doing that though. He should be doing that. He should. His name is Brutus, for goodness sake.
All valid for sure. It's like, I guess it's just new territory because I feel like he's always been a little bit level-headed, and then now he's just completely off the hinges. Which, I mean, it's not a bad thing, but I do see it happening. Will that add to maybe possibly some friction between him and his brother? We don't know. We'll see. But I'm glad that, well, I mean, Brutus lost technically, but he got his revenge. So.
But you know what I like, though, a little bit about this? It shows the different personalities between both Julius and Brutus. I hope it doesn't make a clash and then it's like, oh, they're going to separate and stuff, because I hate that. But I do like that they have individuality. Like, Julius is the level-headed one. He's Captain America, which is not really a good person to be compared to, because Stephen Grant Rogers, if you've watched Captain America Civil War, know that he is not a nice word. I'm just going to say that. Just not a nice word. I just want to throw that out there.
Team Iron Man. I was always Team Iron Man.
Can we get a damn she's great in that chat, please? But I like that he was more of he's level. I like that he's level-headed, and then Brutus is just like, I just want to run through walls. I could do that because I like individuality. I don't think they have to just be the same person. So I like that it's showing his personality, and especially something that you always mention. Julius is someone that they have eyes on. So he got to stand out some kind of way. Yeah.
You're not wrong. Like, honestly, every time I look back, I get mad. Like, and I don't understand why nobody else is mad at Captain America whenever they watch that movie back. Like, I've decided I don't want to. I've decided that I just want to go by my own rules. I've decided that, yes, I've destroyed half of your cities and in different countries as well. But I don't care. I don't want to. I'm entitled. I'm an entitled. And listen, I'm not going to get into it because
I already knew what you was going to get into, and I did everything I wanted to do not to cut you off. But it makes me mad because there's a spot where he sits there and says. So I understand both arguments between Tony and Steve, but when Steve sat here and said, "No, this place needs justice." Yeah, I need justice, Steve. Not a whole building falling on me, you jackass. I hate you. I hate you so much. I just want to write a poem on how much I hate you. You know what? I'm going to one of my reviews I'm going to do in 2K22. I'm just going to beat the hell out of Steve Rogers. It's going to be join me. It's going to be me in a handicap match against Goldberg and Steve Rogers, and I'm just going to kick both their asses, because if you tie my hand behind my back, I can one-shot people immediately. That's how powerful I am.
You're lying.
It was getting a little too ridiculous.
Wow. I was going to say compliment that you have a great shirt collection, but you don't. It's not cool.
Wear a turtleneck like Axiom.
Yeah, well, it's Shavian notes.
I can't with you. Anyway,
Next.
um,
Did you name yourself Cap so you can be Captain America? Next segment, Sawyer. People didn't ask for this.
I was reading a comment.
Oh.
So Dijakovac is on his way back, as we've known for the last like 2 weeks. And he's just talking about the same stuff he always be talking about, like everything is I know the truth, and you will follow me, and you will see from my eyes. It's always the same thing. So yeah, I'm excited to see
he mentioned something about justice, and I wrote, I said, homeboy Batman now? Like, what are you talking about? But it's cool that he's coming back. I mean, I've seen some people be mixed about it, but I think it's cool because there was nothing for him on the main roster. And I think him going to NXT, he can help out a lot of younger talent and also get a lot of TV time. He just wasn't doing anything on the main roster, which was, to me, it almost seemed, pretty criminal. Because I think the man is really, really talented. But I look forward to when he eventually shows up. I just wanted to say that.
Agreed. So after this, I believe it was the tag match, the main event.
Ooh.
Unless I'm missing something, let me know.
No. Well, I do want to say real quick, Brutus and after he beat up Damon Kemp, Senga and Veer was there, so it looked like they're going to be doing something. I just wanted to throw that out there real quick. But next is
That was odd that they were approaching them. I wonder why they're not the champions. Wouldn't they be approaching Pretty Deadly? That's really confusing to me. But
I think it's to just give them something, some kind of program. I don't think every program has to be anything with a championship. So I just think it's just something to give the Creed brothers and he was?
Yeah, today.
Oh.
He's hot. Stop this. Stop this.
He's like mid hot. It's like, it's like he passed hot, whatever.
Okay. Oh yes. Wesley's interview. I was actually talking to BadGuy, and I was saying how just every week he gets so much more better and more comfortable on the mic. Like, I hate to say that because, when they say, oh, someone leaving, like, I think that's terrible every time, of course.
Right.
But I feel like it's almost like he found a positive in such a negative to, just show what he had as a solo competitor. And he really has exceeded my expectations. I already expected him to, be great because I just see so much in him. But, like, it's even beyond that for me. So yeah, I'm excited to see Wesley versus Carmelo Hayes yet again. The contract signing is next week, and yeah, I think it's going to be amazing. I think this will be the best one yet between them.
I agree because I don't think I remember anything with them one-on-one personally. I just can't think of anything. I might be missing something. So I know the match is going to be really, really good, and I look forward to seeing these guys put on a clinic.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So now we can move on to the main event. We have the women main eventing tonight. Love that. It is I think this is like the third or second encounter between Nikkita. Oh, the second. Okay, I was thinking third. I'm sorry, I was thinking about Alba. Yeah. Yeah. So this is the second encounter, and as I said, I didn't see Nikkita and Zooey winning. I saw that they were going to lose, and Zooey was going to be mad, and she was going to go old Bobby Lashley, which is very unreasonable. And she did. But this was a fun match, though, and I do see the progress with Nikkita in ring. I don't know if you did as well. How did you feel about the match?
I thought in the beginning it was a little slow for me, but as the middle went on, it started to pick up a little bit. And, these women worked hard. What was I going to get at? The tag champs, they put on their working shoes, and I thought it was a pretty decent match. Towards the end, it started picking up, like I said, in middle, then, and it was decent. The Zooey heel turn. I just right after it happened, I was already in the room. I was just setting up and everything like that, and you know, like when they exchanged the titles, right? You know, Nikkita, you know, she's like, you know, she's a fair sports person. She's like, you know, hey, I lost. Here's the belt. She gives it to Katana. Katana, like, yeah, no problem. And then Zooey, she's like almost like just angry. And she's like, yeah, here's to Kayden. And Kayden tries to take it. She's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Then when she swings on she swings on Nikkita, which I thought was great. I love it. I love disaster. Matter of fact, I feel like this was if I can display how I felt, this was me. If I can do this real quick.
I love messing things up.
That's me. And she swings and she ducks Zooey. And these girls, Kayden and Katana, leave. They don't even try to help. So I gotta say, Indy had a valid point about friendship here and the NXT thing because, like, yo, y'all had this really banger of a match. I had a really good match. This girl's getting jumped in front of you guys, and y'all did absolutely nothing. Nothing.
And not my problem.
Disgusting. You know what? I think Indy has a valid point. I can't wait to see Indy was on to something. Seeing Nikkita on the line looking like a fool, getting dominated by Zooey Starks. And then when she throws the belt, like, these girls have the belt. You guys could come in the ring and hit this girl with the belt. No, you guys just, oh, well, we won. Because y'all want to make TikTok videos. Unbelievable. I am just not a fan of this. These girls turned heel on Nikkita Lyons. I can't wait till Nikkita Lyons come out and she becomes Wonder Woman or Power Girl. It's going to be something great, and she's going to get all of them. If I was her, I would get Zooey. Zooey Stark would be first on my list for sure, but then these girls are going to get it too because, like, yo, why y'all watching me get my ass kicked?
Fair. No.
I just think that's like, why did they do that?
They could have,
you know, they could have helped.
The locker room done ran out to break up fights for less. So where was the locker room run out energy?
I've seen the locker room try to break up Brock Lesnar fights. You fools! How dare you try to break up a Brock Lesnar fight? You will die. You will fucking perish. You will get massacred. You will get, let me say it again, hashtag dominated. Okay? And then these girls did absolutely nothing to help Nikkita. Nikkita, life lesson right here, sweetheart. You don't have friends. That's why I don't trust none of my friends. One of them is bald, and he's a beautiful man. I hope he didn't see that. But you know, you can't have friends because you can't trust them. And that's a lesson from Bad Guy Jack. Hashtag that. Matter of fact, not bad. Let's get that hashtag going. Grand Poobah. Let's get that going.
All right. Anyways, so yeah, Kayden and Katana ends up winning. I wonder who's going to take those titles from them. I think they're going to hold it for a good little minute, but I'm just wondering where that end game is going to be. Oh yes. Also, Walter brought up that we forgot to talk about JC Jane and Alba Fire.
No, we mentioned that. No, we did mention that. I mentioned because that was supposed to be a match. Oh, I'm sorry. You want to say something?
Oh no, I was gonna say, but it was like brief. But
sure. Okay.
I just want to say again. I want to make sure everyone hears me. I don't want to see this match. I am done. I have unsubscribed from it in a serious way. That's it.
Yeah, because this is like the third encounter. And if she doesn't win this last woman standing match, it just, I don't want to say it damages her, but it just, like, then you just have to really, really. I want you guys to know when I do this, that means I have acknowledged you guys. Thank you, Grand Poobah Jack. We're going to get that going. Yes, Grand Poobah.
I would love to see them win. I really did like Valentina and Yulissa together.
I was going to say, isn't one of them injured?
Yeah.
I do want to mention real quick, next week, Shawn Michaels is going to show up. He's going to be talking Deadline. He's going to issue, talk about that. You know what I thought about today? I thought about Shawn Michaels today, right? I had a nice little conversation. And, you know, everyone likes to have the conversation between Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels, right? Everyone says Shawn Michaels is better than Bret. And that's fair. Everyone is entitled to be wrong, right? Like, you know, it's fine. Like some people like a Big Mac without cheese. I just think that's sick. But I sit here and go, you know what Bret Hart did that Shawn Michaels didn't do? Someone say who? What? Say,
Yeah.
say what? Say what?
What?
Bret Hart beat Goldberg 3 times. Shawn Michaels has never done that. So I just wanted to put that on the table that Bret Hart has done that and he is better. But Shawn Michaels is going to be here next week. Also next week, we're going to have Apollo Crews against JD. I think that's going to be a fantastic match. I look forward to reviewing that. We'll be here. And Mandy Rose against Alba Fire. They're going to have a last woman standing match. And also for the NXT Championship, we're going to have Bron Breakker against Von Wagner. And we're going to be here next week doing it, and we're going to do some plugs. But next week, I just want to say real quick, we're going to wrap the show up in the next 2 minutes. Next week is the 4-year anniversary for Unpopular Review. So it's going to be like a whole week of like, from what I'm understanding, we're going to have a Raw. We're going to be here for NXT. There should be an AEW show, and there should be a Friday night SmackDown review show. And for us, I can only say for us, and Shay knows, we are going to have a special guest. I look forward to it. It's going to be such a fun show. And we're going to do some plugs for this week because we do have some content going on this week. There's a lot of content going on this week. So real quick, well, why don't we start with still on Mondays because we know this is our guy. You know what? Sure. Soy, why don't you advertise this one real quick?
Oh, sorry. This is Perfect Plex Talk and Radio, the show for the intelligent wrestling fan. We have Mike Knox with 3 X's, and the Z is silent. They talk about a bunch of different thought-provoking topics, mostly wrestling related. Sometimes they kind of get out of it a little bit, but definitely check this out. And this is at 6 p.m. on Monday, right? Or it's 6:30 now? I forget.
No, it's 6 p.m. You're correct. And also on Wednesday. What about this show?
Oh my God. That is tomorrow too, isn't it? This is the Challenge Ride or Die live review reaction show. I do this with Mike Knox. And it's such an entertaining show. It's so silly. It's fighting, drinking, belligerent foolery with challenges and competing, you know? So it's like the best of both worlds. And you have a bunch of gorgeous women on there as well. I'm sorry. I'm the first person to talk about a beautiful woman. But this is directly after the show, which will be at 9:30 tomorrow. So if you are free, definitely stop by. I would appreciate it.
Please stop by. It's a fun show. I'll be in the chat. I've done a review with you, I think, like at least twice. So it's a fun show. So check them out. On Thursday, I'm doing a one-shot with my trio. It is me, Cedar Superior, and Vic. We are going to be reviewing Cyberpunk Edge Runner. It's an anime. It's a one-shot. So I look forward. I've never got a chance to – I've never seen it. I'm not a big anime person. But I was like, oh, this looked kind of cool. So I look forward to reviewing that on Thursday because last Thursday we reviewed Lord of the Rings or Rings of the Lord or whatever the hell that was. And I was very upset. There was a lot of rage and regret, and I think I swung in the air, and I don't know. I feel like I hit something. I can't tell you.
What?
I swung in the air and I hit something. I know for a fact I hit something because my wrist started, my fist started bleeding. I mixed up my wrist and my fist. I don't know how. And this weekend, oh, this is wrong. Whoops. This weekend, I need to delete that. We are going to have another UPR battle. It's me and Cedar Superior, and I plan on going 2 in a row. And last battle, as you saw previously, this was the last battle we had. I represented Frankenstein, and she represented, oh my God, and she represented Michael Myers, and I dominated in that. I won. I kicked all kinds of ass. I did it for the Jack Pack community. We're going to get merch. We're going to have everything going. There's a parade happening in 2023. I am just winning. But this very weekend, we haven't picked Friday or Saturday or Sunday. I represent this girl named Nicole from the amazing world of Gumball. I plan on and we will say happy birthday if we are on the air. You hear me? How old are you? Matter of fact, you don't even have to tell us how old you turn. We're just gonna say an early happy birthday to you, Jeffrey.
Happy birthday! Yay!
Also, this weekend, there's so much content going on. Black Panther comes out this Friday. We will be reviewing it this Sunday. Wakanda Forever movie review. There will be spoilers. So if you do not like spoilers, don't tune in, but maybe watch the playback. I look forward to doing this. I think this is going to be a great movie. I have a lot of high hopes for this movie, so I'm looking forward to doing that review. And also, we have the AEW crew will be. Do we have a graphic for them? I feel like what happened? They have a show tomorrow. They will be on right after Dynamite go off, and we're gonna. And also two cheap plugs here. Captain, you want to tell them about this little gig?
Oh my God, that's the Big Pop Theory podcast, a new up and coming fresh wrestling podcast. We kind of tapped on everything. I wanted to when we went into this, we wanted to be able to talk about all forms of wrestling because I feel like obviously we only talk about NXT. So we wanted to kind of make it well rounded for not just WWE but like different companies, all that we can kind of discuss. And we have very thought provoking topics a lot of the time, and so we don't always agree, which I think is fun. We shouldn't always agree because it's not entertaining. So you should definitely check it out. A new episode comes out every Monday. So, check out on Spotify, Apple, definitely give us a listen.
I put the links in there for whatever platform you guys want to listen to, if it's Apple or if it's Spotify. So please give it a check out. It's brand new. It's fun. And like she said, we don't always agree on everything, and that's fine. But it's great because it's a respectable conversation about wrestling. And we have a good time doing it. So hopefully you guys enjoy it, and we're going to continue to pump out some of the best content possible. And lastly, before we go home, we don't necessarily have an exact time, but if you follow us on any social media, we always put it in either Twitter or
usually post at the top of the morning on Monday. Usually it's pretty early in the day. Like I'd say at least by 11, usually it's up, right? Is that like a fair assessment?
Yes. Yeah. It's usually a little bit before 11. Sometimes it's up by 8. But if you follow us on any social media, the links will always be there, so you can click them. It's most of the time to Spotify, but it is on Apple too. I do want to make that clear. It's on Apple. But lastly, you mentioned it earlier, but we want to mention it one more time. Please, Captain, take the floor.
Yes, this is the Behind the Magic Women of Color in Wrestling panel. Now, you saw us do our first panel that was in the great city of New York. Yes. And now this one is going to be in Manchester, UK. That's insane, right? And it's going to be digitally. So it'll be on In Cat We Trust YouTube on Friday. And it'll be by 11 o'clock. So if you want to, tune in to take a look and, just, show some support, some love, and, just see women speaking about their love for wrestling and, giving insightful takes, I definitely, think you should check it out. And I will post it on my social medias so that you can get to it. But I'm excited. Like, it's just, a beautiful, beautiful experience just to even say that you did. So, yeah.
I got a chance to be there for the Comic-Con one here in New York, and it was such a great experience seeing all you ladies talk about your love of professional wrestling and what made you guys want to do anything in the podcast field. And everyone had a different story. There was one who is actually a wrestler. She's an actual wrestler. She was up there talking about her story, and then you guys who were podcasters. So it's great. Check it out, please.
That made me laugh. That was good.
So yeah, no, and check it out, everyone. Please check it out. It's great. It's going to be tremendous. And with that said, I feel like we plugged everything. And with that saying, we went a whole hour and 18 minutes. We always try to keep it short, and it happens. But Captain, any last words before we go home?
My last words is what happened to Austin Theory yesterday was so sick. It felt illegal, to be honest. And I will be reaching out to a lawyer about it for like emotional damage. So I mean, that sucks.
That's hilarious. So she's just so tickled. Like, Look at you. I can't. What am I gonna do with you? Those were her last words. And here's my last words. Damn, she's great. I'm the Grand Poobah. She's the Captain Shaykespeare. And we say, good night, folks. Just want to say you guys are tremendous. Thank you for watching Unpopular View, the NXT edition. You guys are awesome. And that's all, folks.